Welcome back, and we are going to begin another beautiful chapter today, The Night I Met Einstein. You look at a picture out there, and you will find it very strange. Einstein, the famous scientist, holding a violin in his hand and playing that violin. Strange, isn't it, class? But yes, it is true. This great scientist also loved music a lot. And this is exactly what we are going to see in this particular chapter, The Night I Met Einstein, written by a famous writer, German writer, Jerome Widman. He too loved music a lot, has written many books related to music, and this particular chapter had first appeared in the Reader's Digest, from where it has been taken in your textbook. We all know Albert Einstein as a great scientist, better known for his theory of relativity. But you will also be surprised to know that he started learning to play the violin when he was just 6 years old. And in an interview, he once said, "If I wouldn't have been a great scientist, I would have surely turned up to become a great musician." Because he said whenever he was stressed, whenever he used to think about new theories, something in scientific invention or a discovery, he used to play the violin, and the music would turn to be his inspiration. So he says all the theories or whatever he has done in the field of science, somewhere he is very thankful to his love for music, because that's what he says, music inspired him. Because he believed in these words, he says, "I often think in music, I live my daydreams in music, I see my life in terms of music." Very strange, class. A scientist, a serious kind of a man into invention and discoveries, also loved music a lot. And this is what we are going to do in this chapter, The Night I Met Einstein. Let's begin. When I was a very young man, I was invited to dine at the house of a philanthropist. After a wonderful dinner, our hostess took us to a large drawing room. Chairs were being arranged. "I am arranging the chairs for a concert," my hostess said. "We are going to listen to a very good pianist." So the narrator begins the chapter by saying that as a young man, he was invited for a dinner party by a great philanthropist. A philanthropist is a social worker, a very great famous socialite, one who does a lot for the benefit of the others and the society at large. So this hostess, the lady, had thrown a dinner party and she had invited all very famous personalities, and the narrator was one among them. And as soon as the dinner was over, she had kept a concert whereby a very good pianist, a famous pianist, was going to play a piece of music. Though everyone else was very happy, I was not. I did not understand classical music. I thought I was tone deaf. I sat down so that I would not be impolite and waited for the concert to begin. I did not pay attention to the music after it began. So the narrator goes on to say that he was not very happy when the lady announced that there's going to be some classical music, because he never understood music. Rather, he thought he was tone deaf. What is the meaning of tone deaf? Tone deaf means one who cannot understand the high and the low notes in music, the pitch in music. Many of us are like that. We all love to sing songs, we all love music. But when it comes to classical music, it is a very different thing. Very few can understand classical music. It's really difficult. So here the writer says he did not understand, but at the same time, He did not want to be impolite or rude to this lady. So he pretended to sit back and listen to the music, whereas he was actually not paying attention at all. After a while, I heard everyone clapping, so I realized that the piece was over. Just then, I heard a gentle but firm voice saying, "You are fond of Bash?" So, this narrator was not paying attention at all. Suddenly, he heard everybody clapping in the audience, and that's when he realized, all right, the concert is over. So, he too started clapping. And during that time, a gentle voice from behind asked him, "You too love Bash? Do you also love the music that is composed by Bash?" Now, who is Bash? Bash Klass was a very famous German classical musician and a lyrist, a composer, very very famous. So, not knowing about this classical musician in Germany was something very strange. Everybody ought to know it. So, this was a question put forward by the person behind to the narrator. I knew as much about Bash as I did about nuclear science. I was going to say something ordinary so that I could get out of the situation. I turned in order to look at my neighbor and I saw a very famous face. It was someone with a shock of white hair and a pipe. So the narrator did not know Bash at all, just like he knew very little about nuclear science. And as he was about to tell a lie to this person, he just turned back and he was surprised to see someone standing in front of him, a very, very famous personality. From the description itself, you must have realized who it is, who this person is, none other than Einstein. Shocking white hair, lot of white hair, with a pipe in the mouth. And that is what the picture of Einstein is mostly that is seen around. So the narrator came to know, oh my god, this is Einstein right in front of him. I knew that I must tell this man the truth. He looked at me as if my answer was very important. I do not know anything about Bash, I said. I have never heard any of his music. He looked surprised. Now, the narrator did not feel like telling a lie to Einstein. It wouldn't be right at all. So he told him the truth and told Einstein that he did not know who Bash is and he had never heard his music. And this was a surprising thing to Einstein. He was taken aback that this narrator doesn't know him at all. "You have never heard of Bash?" he asked. He made it sound as if I had said that I had never taken a bath. "I'd like to understand music so that I could understand Bash," I said. "But I'm not able to. I'm tone deaf." So the surprising tone or the shocking tone of Einstein made the narrator feel as though he had not had bath for many days. A big crime he had made by not knowing Bash. But at the same time, he did not want to humiliate Einstein or insult him or be rude with him. So he was very polite and he told Einstein that he would also love to learn about Bash and he would also love to know more about his music. But what to do, he said, "I am tone deaf, I cannot understand music." So this is what he said. So let's see, class, whether Einstein is able to convince this young man about the music, about this classical music, and how he convinces is what we will do in our next session. But before that, let us do grammar of this particular page. Mark the first line. When I was a very young man, I was invited to dine at the house of a philanthropist. Identify the clause and state its kind. Your answer will be I was invited to dine at the house of a philanthropist, main clause. When I was a very young man, adverb clause of time. Third line, you have the word large. Give me the verb form of large. Answer will be enlarge, En. Next paragraph, second line, I did not understand classical music. Remove the negative. So your answer will be I failed to understand classical music. So remove the negative can also be asked as rewrite in the affirmative. What is the meaning of both these questions? You have to remove the negative word from the sentence. So not is the negative word. You have to remove that word, but the meaning of the sentence should not change. So you're changing it in the positive form. So I did not understand classical music. I failed to understand classical music. Next line, you have the word impolite. Give me the antonymous for impolite or the opposite. Answer will be polite. Next paragraph, I heard everyone clapping. Add a question tag. Answer will be I heard everyone clapping, comma, didn't I, and a question mark. Remember your main verb over here is heard. Heard is in the past tense. Since we do not have an auxiliary verb, therefore we use the past tense auxiliary verb, that is did. And since the sentence is in the positive, question tag changes to negative. Next paragraph, underline the word new. Give me the noun form. Answer is knowledge. Next line, ordinary. Give me the antonymous or the opposite. It will be extraordinary. Come a little lower down. You have the sentence there. He looked surprised. Rewrite in the interrogative form. Answer will be didn't he look surprised, and a question mark. The rule of interrogative is the same as question tag. The only difference is there you add that didn't at the end, the question tag word at the end. Here you begin with it. So it will be didn't he look surprised, and a question mark. In the second last line, mark it I am not able to. Rewrite in the affirmative form. Answer will be I am unable to. So with this we complete this particular page, but I would like to show you the picture of the great German musician Bach. His name was Johann Sebastian Bach, a great classical German musician and a composer. So with this, I complete this part of the lesson. Let us find out in the next part of the lesson how Einstein convinces this young man to become more attentive towards classical music and develop a liking for it. So meet you next time. Have a great day. Goodbye. God bless you.